Hey guys, let's continue on with our site plan work. So now I've got our topography, which is great. We have a driveway, so to speak. We've had a couple plantings. Again, just to kind of remember, when you're putting in your components for your vegetation and your elements of that, make sure you put them on the finished grade and not the main floor so that things aren't floating. That's always a good thing. I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple of other little shrubberies in here real quick, just as a reminder of what we've done in class. And I'll just do some little bushes here, just real quick out of the template, because I don't need anything too big. I just need something, some kind of small there. So let's do some magnolia stuff here. And this is now on the basement floor, so I'm going to switch that to finished grade. And we should be able to put a few shrubberies in now. And I do tend to put these in more of them in 3D, just because I can see a little easier what's happening with them and where they're going. And I can make adjustments as I need to. So just a few little shrubberies there, and just to make it a little more complete, if you will. All right, begin. Don't overpower your house. Keep things where they can be controlled and seen. But what we haven't done is put a sidewalk or a curb and gutter in. And so we need to spend some time doing that. So that's what we're going to do here at this point. You're going to have to design your own curb gutter. We're going to use what's pretty common here in Utah, which is a rolled gutter system, which is a little bit different than what you might see in some of the older neighborhoods or in some bigger cities where you use actually a separate curb and gutter process. A rolled gutter lets you pretty much drive up onto your property anywhere you're at. So let's go into our main low floor line here so we can see our line work, because you then need to be able to utilize the lines. And what we're going to do here on this curve would be the same way you would do it on the street face of a rectangular lot. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to start blocking out where everything's going to go. And since I've got to create it, I'm going to go into my architectural and I'm going to use model lines for this. Now, model lines, again, remember they're green, so they don't print, but I'm just going to start blocking it out. I'm going to start with a 1 foot offset from the arc, and I'm just going to pick that line and bring that in so it's a smaller radius. So just 1 foot in. This is going to be where I'm going to start with the sidewalk. So from there, I'm going to switch it to a 3 foot offset. And this will be the sidewalk. And it will just keep coming in. So there's the sidewalk coming around through there. Now, the next part is for a planting strip. And a planting strip is used to give us a barrier between the street and the house. And typically it's designed primarily that we can put trees every 10 to 15 feet apart, so that if we have someone who loses control of their vehicle, maybe they're inebriated, maybe they just have some vehicle problems, maybe they're having a heart attack, they'll hit the tree before they hit your house. That's kind of the intent. Now, the reality is cities are really, really bad about enforcing those type of ordinances. So people will plant a tree, it dies, it never gets replaced, and they don't have that protection. So we're going to do a 5 foot offset next. And I'm just going to bring that over, and that's where my planting strip is going to reside. Okay, so that'll be topo surface there, and that's how we're going to start laying this out. I am going to put in an offset of a really small one here for my curb and gutter, but I'm going to put in just a little 2-inch strip, just a little small guy, and that is going to be the foundation for my rolled curb. So, and that'll make sense in a minute here, but all this is going to build up into making the system here to bring a driveway the rest of the way in. All right, so now I've got it locked in. I'm going to start with a topo solid. So I'm going to go to our mass and site, topo solid. It's going to be again on your finished grade. Once it's red, all set up there. This one is going to be relatively straightforward. I'm just going to draw it out. So I'm going to take a line, and that line's going to go from not my little off my 2-inch piece here, but from the plant strip up to the current property line, and get that to, oh come on, you want to grab it, so I can get it to grab onto that. Actually, let's do this a little different. I'm gonna go the other direction with it, and that way I can grab that and come down. Sometimes it just doesn't want to grab at angles, and it's unfortunate, but it's the nature of the beast. It likes to go perpendicular, which in this case isn't terrible, but it does work. Okay, so we have that point there. Then I'm going to pick a line. It's going to come right up to the property line again, and it's going to go underneath my sidewalk. It's just a little easier to do it that way. And then pick on the arc going on the outside here, and then another line to connect those together. And I don't need to be more than just the property itself. I just need to show that. All right, we'll go ahead and put that together and do a quick check in 3D so we know what we've done. Always go back and check. Okay, so now it looks like we've just got lots of grass. Okay, back here again. Now we're going to do the same thing we did here on the driveway. Now that driveway, again, if you want, you can extend it out. We'll talk about that in class more. But I want to bring that driveway all the way over here to the sidewalk and make it all connected. So this is going to be architectural. It's going to be a floor. It's going to be a 4-inch slab. And if you want, you can always create one and call it your driveway, so you can hide it separate from other things. And that usually works pretty well. I think I'm going to have enough. Now, your driveway needs to be a minimum of 16 feet for Utah code. So I'm just going to start blocking that out with some line work. It's going to be 1 inch off of the finished grade. So we have that setting there. And if I want to just pick up here, and I'll bring that all the way. Now I'm going to bring it all the way to the edge of my, so it intersects there with the edge of the topo surface for the plant strip. So I have that line there, and then do a quick little offset and 16 foot. And that just allows me to get 2 cars in there, and it's going to be work just fine there. And then pick a line, and it's going to come to the back edge here of the topo solid. Right there. Actually, I might be able to pull this off pretty well here. So we'll just pick that line there. Corner those together so it's nice and clean. And we get that. Now, I might as well do the sidewalk while I'm at it because I'll do some cleanup anyway. I need a line here. Now, you can put a radius in here as well, but I'm just going to seam that up with a line and then connect these points here. And then I need to put the, let's see, sidewalk is this set here. Actually, I didn't need that line there, but that's okay. Pick a line, those 2 arcs. So that's coming all the way around. And I'll pick this one here as well. Do some more corner work. So this is the sidewalk. And that's be the same on the other side. Corner those together. And then we're going to come in here. I'm going to do a little slice. And then cut the driveway line here with the slice tool. So I'm going to cut here and here and here and here. So 4 little cuts, and then corner all that together. So these just close up. And get down there, make sure everything looks right. So that becomes my drive out to the street. And we'll check that off. Oops, missed something. Got to keep going. Forgot a corner. So we're going to come down in here, corner this part. There we go. That should do it. There we go. So again, check in 3D, make sure everything's showing the way it should. And there is that approach. Now, now I got to create the curb gutter system so I can control water runoff. To do that, I've got to create a whole new family. And that is the main reason why we're going to put that little strip in here in just a minute. So then do that a little differently here. I'm not sure why it put footings underneath that. That's kind of interesting. I have to look at that and see what happened there. All right, now what we're going to do here is you're going to go up to the file, pull down, and when you activate that, come down to File, New. Oh, come on, let's cooperate. File, New. It does not want to do new stuff today. Must be processing in the background. So we can clarify things a little bit. Go back to the main floor. Simplify its view down here a little bit. Excuse me about that little cough there. Didn't mean to do that so loud. Got a lot of things running here. Oh my goodness. All right, we'll try that one more time. It seems to be really struggling with something in the background. Probably the video. File. Then do File, New Family is what we're doing. File, New, and then come down to Family. Okay. That's open up a whole new window for you. But File, New, and Family is what we're doing. Make a new family that we're going to use for the profile of our curb gutter. So when you get in here, English Imperial, you'll look for a template. I want you to come down to Profile. So come all the way down, find the Profile template, click on that, and open that up. There she comes. Now when you get it opened up, just to give you some reference, this horizontal line is your top line. Everything works down. So this is your base line here. And then we're setting up on this side. So we're going to go ahead and create that profile. And this will be the back edge of whatever we're attaching it to. So we're going to draw it here in quadrant 4. So I'm going to go to your line in the Create tab. Your curb part of this is going to be 6 inches. So if you'll do 4 inch, because we have 2 inches of it already done before we get there. So I'm going to draw a 4-inch line. And then I'm going to block that down. This is going to come straight down about 8 inches. And then that's going to go off to the right. And you then go about 18 inches with that. And you can put a little bit of slope on there. I usually do about 3 degrees, just so it kind of channels the water a little bit. And that's going to come down about another, well, yeah, go ahead and do 6 inches, just so it's a little bit larger. I might change that in just a second. Bring that back over to the vertical line and then back up. And that's going to become your profile. Now, I'm going to round off the corners. We're going to do that with the fillet tool. To get to the fillet tool, go into your draw section. It is the second one from the right in the middle. So right there, right underneath the second pentagon. So we click on that. And when we get that, we want to click on a radius. And I'm going to give it a 2-inch radius to start with. I think it might be a little large. But once you get that, just come down and collect the vertical and the angle line, and that's going to round it off. Oh, that's about right. 2 inches is about right for that. And on that, then we're going to go and change that radius to a 1/2 inch, and then round the top corner right there. And that's going to be the profile for my curb and gutter. Now, there are hundreds of different profiles that you could come up with on this, but this is the one that's most commonly put here in the Salt Lake Valley right now. All right, so once I have that, I'm going to load that into the project and close it. Now, you probably want to do a save on that. So when we click on load into project and save, it says, do you want to save it? Hit yes. And when that comes up for a family name, you need to put it in the same folder that you're storing all of your projects files. So your architectural folder that has all your materials, all your components, everything you've been saving, you want to save it there so that you can find it when you need it, and it becomes part of you. So I'm going to go put that where it should be on this. So go here. Let's go architecture. And we then go ahead and give that a name, then name it. So this is my curb. That's a rolled curb. So this is a roll curb hyphen gutter. You can't use a slash. So rolled curb gutter, and hit save. All right, now it's there. Yay. That was easy enough to do, hopefully. Just a quick little profile. Once it's closed, I'm back here. Now I've got to create my little 2-inch concrete slab that's going to go on there. So then go architecture, back to floor, just like we've done with the other slabs. 1-inch offset, and then go ahead and pick lines. I want the outside edge of the pine strip, and then this little 2-inch mark that I gave. Then close it off with a line that you draw, and just connect the points. And if it's not straight, it's not a big deal. You just got to close that off so it's a profile. And if you want to go perfectly perpendicular, then use your corner tool to square it off. Okay, so we're going to put that in. So now I've got another piece of concrete that's showing there. Now, the rest of this I'm going to do in 3D so you can see it happening. And I did not lower it. It's on my main floor, so I need to modify that because silly me, why would I pay attention? So again, finish grade. Put that where it goes. Okay, so now I've just extended that drive with this little strip. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go into architecture. I'm going to go to, let's see, which one is it here? Yep, I'm going to go floor slab edge. And it's going to want to know what I'm going to put there. So I need to change that profile. So I just click that edge and I go edit type. The default profile is there. I just squared it off. I'm going to change that profile. So I'm going to go here, look at what I saved. So because I saved it to the project and I saved it to my folder, it's in my project. And here it is, my I spelled it rolled curb gutter. Should have fixed that. I'm going to change my material to concrete. So I'm going to go in and get some concrete there. It's always good. And then I'm going to have to probably restart my computer here. These videos are starting to give it a little bit of a aneurysm, I think. A little brain thinking. But go ahead and make it into concrete. And it's the poured in place concrete. That's what we're using. Are typically used. So this cast in place, just use that one, just the default. Hit OK. Now I've changed the profile on it. I hit apply. I hit OK. And it didn't put my profile in. There it is. Okay, it just took a bit. So there's my rolled curb and gutter. So now I literally can drive up into this anywhere I want and use that. So there's your curb and gutter driveway, and everything's good to go there. Alrighty, there you go. Finish it up. Call it good. Now you can probably tell that if you increase this radius, the gentler that road's going to be. So I just did a little 2 inch. If you made it 6 inch, it'd be a little less harsh on your car. But feel free to edit that and modify it as need be. And that's the beauty of it. You can make those changes to them and make it whatever you need for whatever project you're working on. But now we have a curb gutter and driveway sidewalk, and we're good to go. All right, off to work.